everyone, and welcome to the XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm so excited to be back in the Adobe Studios live in San Francisco. So let's see how everyone is doing today. Hi, Vadam, Nicholas, Chris, Ahmed, Alexander, nice to see you again. Hope you're all doing well. Okay, so today is just going to be an overview of what the XD Daily Creative Challenge is all about, the different ways you can participate, and I'll also give you a tour of Adobe XD just so you can get familiar with the really cool features in Adobe XD and the app we're going to be using throughout this challenge. So I'm just going to head on over to my screen. And I'm showing you right now the official landing page for the Daily Creative Challenge. So if you go to behance.net/Daily Creative Challenge, you'll see this page. And essentially the Daily Creative Challenge is a really great way for you to learn the basics of UX UI design with Adobe XD in 9 challenges. So tomorrow's day 1 in the challenge. So really excited about that. And just so you can be notified when a challenge begins, be sure to hit this register button. So I already have a Behance account, so if I just click this, it's gonna pop up and it's gonna tell me thanks for joining the Daily Creative Challenge. So if you don't have a Behance account and you click that, you just need to easily create one. That way you can be notified. And you'll be notified by this Creative Cloud icon in your menu bar on your computer. And if you click this notification icon, this bell, it will tell you that the daily challenge has started. So if I scroll down on this landing page, it also tells you that you can get Adobe XD for free. So whether you have a Mac or PC computer, be sure to get it. Simply download it by clicking Get XD for free. And we also have a Slack channel, and I will give you a tour of our Slack channel shortly. But if I scroll down just a little more, we have all the challenges. They'll be posted here. So right now, because it hasn't started yet, there's these lock icons, but once a challenge has begun, you'll be able to watch a replay of the challenge, and there'll be a link for that there, a button. And you can also download the template that goes along with each daily challenge. So really neat thing we offer. So there's a template that you can download just so you can get started on the UI of that challenge. So I'm just gonna also just quickly head on over to the Slack channel just to give you a tour of it. So first thing you're gonna wanna do when you join the Slack channel is to introduce yourself. So we have people all around the world who are joining us for the challenge, which is super cool. So definitely tell us your name, where you're from, and also under the announcements channel, this is where every day for the challenge we'll post the downloadable file that you can get. And we'll also post what the daily challenge is. Let's say you want some feedback on your design. Just go to the design feedback channel, and really cool, this week or for the next 2 weeks, we'll have mentors. So professionals in the industry who will be reviewing your work at a very high level. So definitely you want to take advantage with that. And also the Help General channel. So let's say you have a more technical question in regards to maybe a feature in Adobe XD, definitely you are asked away in the Help General channel. So that's just a quick overview of our Slack channel. I'm just gonna head on over to Adobe XD just to give you a little tour of Adobe XD, the ins and out, and I will also show you how you can export your work and upload it to Behance. That way you can share your work with everyone else who's participating in the challenge. So I am just going to head on over to Adobe XD. And as soon as you open Adobe XD, you'll see there's some artboards that you can choose from already, pre-sized. So let's say you want to design an app for, an iPhone. You can just easily, select the various iPhone artboard sizes here. If you want to design for an iPad, it's here. If you want to design a website, you can also choose from some web artboards. So let me just quickly select the iPhone 6, 7, 8 artboard. So on the left-hand side, this is the toolbar. So you can select from, different shapes. And also on the right-hand side, we have the property inspector. So you can add some additional properties to, objects or elements you create. We also have design mode and prototype mode. So design mode, pretty straightforward. That's where you'll design. And when you switch over to prototype mode, and once you have multiple artboards on your document, you can wire different interactions between artboards, add transitions, and it turns your work into an interactive prototype. So that's just a really awesome feature unique to Adobe XD. So let's say you want to grab the rectangle tool, maybe draw a header area. So you can just select it here in the toolbar, or you can hit R on your keyboard, and then it grabs the rectangle tool. And let's just draw this rectangle. And of course, in the property inspector, you can, add a fill color or border. We also have different, border options. So you can increase the thickness or the size of the border. Let's say I want this to 5. Let's change this to maybe red. And you can also add some dashes. So that's also really cool. And you can also change the caps at the end of each line. So you can choose from round cap, projecting cap, butt cap, and also you can change the position of the stroke. So whether it's inner, outer, or centered. Okay, so again, if you want to grab the ellipses, you can just hit E on your keyboard, or you can just select it in the toolbar. I prefer to use some shortcuts, so I'm just going to hit E. And we can just draw a circle here. And really cool, Adobe XD, they have a really cool feature where, as you move around your object, there's guides that already, appear. So if it's really easy to, align your objects to the center, or you can also enable a grid or guide. So if you select the artboard title here, in the property inspector, where it says grid, you can enable the grid by just selecting it here, showing it, and you can choose from layout grid, or layout, or square. And as you can see, this is more of a grid, and then this is a nice guide that you can set up. So if you want to grab a line, or you want to draw a line, you can hit L on your keyboard to grab the line tool. And let's just draw a line here. We can increase the size of that line to 5. And let's say you want to draw a more unique path. We also have the pen tool. So you can easily just, draw a really cool wavy path like so. And let's add this here. And also you can add text. So if you just hit T on your keyboard, or again, just select it in the toolbar area, you can write some text. Hello world. Oops. And there's different ways you can, format your text. So you can select in this, the text area here, you can select different fonts, different sizes, weights, alignments, and you can also choose from point text or area text. So with point text, if you select the text tool and you just, select it and just kind of write it out, that's going to automatically create point text. But let's say you want a certain width or height of your text. So what you're going to want to do is drag out, and that way there's a specific, width and height of the text box you want to draw or you want to create. So let me just delete this, delete that. But let's say you have point text and you want to change it to area text, you can easily just select it here in the property inspector. Right now it's point text, so I'm just going to select area text. And that way we can now size it any, dimensions we'd like. So let me align that to the center. There we go. All right, so let's say you want to create a new artboard that's maybe a different size, you can, or even the same size. You can select the artboard by selecting the title of the artboard, press Command D on your keyboard, and this is going to duplicate the artboard. And just keep in mind, when you want to duplicate items or objects on your artboard, you can easily just select them, press Command D, and then you can drag them out, and you have a duplication. And you can also hit A on your keyboard, and this is gonna bring up all the different artboard sizes once more, or again, you can just select this artboard icon in the toolbar, and you can choose from you could choose a new artboard. So let's say I want to design a website. I'm gonna choose this Web 1280 artboard. There we go. So just keep that in mind if you want to create additional artboards. Another really cool feature in Adobe XD is the Assets panel. So let's say you want to reuse, or let's say you have a color palette that you're gonna, use consistently. You can easily, let's say you designed maybe one screen in your UI, you can easily just select the artboard, and let's say you have all your colors and everything you're gonna use, and you can just hit the plus icon under colors, and all the colors that you've used on that artboard are gonna appear in the colors section in the assets panel. So that's just a really cool way for you to, add all your assets. And again, with character styles, I have some text here. So if I select the artboard and I just select the plus icon here next to character styles, the character style for this bit of text here is gonna appear under character styles. And let's say I want to, turn this little design into a symbol. I'm just gonna select it, and then I'm gonna select the plus icon, and now this object is a symbol. And basically what a symbol is it's something that you, like an element or object that you're gonna use like multiple times on, your designs, and you can easily just drag and drop it anywhere you want on your artboards. And if you make any changes, let's say I'm changing the color, every instance of that symbol will be updated. So that's a really great way to use commonly used elements throughout your designs, maybe a navigation icon, something that you won't change much, but you'll use multiple times on different artboards. Okay, so it looks like we've made our design. So let me just delete this here, and I'm gonna switch over to prototype mode. So again, once you have to have more than one artboard. So let's say you wanna add just maybe a transition. All you need to do is select, I guess, your first artboard, your home artboard. And again, you can select this home icon. So anytime you preview that, I guess, prototype, it will always start with this artboard, wherever this home icon is selected. And I'm just gonna wire it to our second artboard. So this is just gonna be a transition, and I'm gonna set transition to dissolve, easing to ease out, and duration to 0.2 seconds. So it's a little faster. And if I hit Command Enter on a Mac, or I guess Control Enter, or you can easily hit Desktop Preview, it's gonna open up the preview of our prototype. And if I just hit the artboard, it's gonna go to our second artboard. So that's just a really cool transition that I added. And that's how you can easily, add some transitions or interactions in your designs. Okay, so now that we have our design, I'm just going to show you how you can export it and add it to Behance, and that way you can share it with everyone who's participating in the challenge. So I'm going to select this artboard, and let's say you just want to export maybe just a static image. You don't want to show any, interactions or anything. You can select the artboard, go to File, Export Selected, or alternatively, you can select all artboards. But I just want to export this artboard, so I'm gonna hit Selected, or you can press Command E on your keyboard. And let's name this design 1. And I'm gonna set format to PNG, and I'm gonna export it for design. Hit export. Gonna switch over to my Behance project, and I've already, set it up. I have my title for my Behance project, so the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, where it says insert media, I'm gonna hit this upload button. And I am going to add the design we exported right here. So there is my design. And let's say I want to export that actual prototype that we just created. So I'm going to head back to XD. And I'm actually going to hit the sharing icon here. And I'm going to publish it as a prototype. Create public link. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hit this embed code icon. So this is going to copy and embed code. And if I switch over to my Behance project and I hover over where it says insert media, I'm actually going to select this embed media icon. And I'm just going to press Command V because it already copied the code. Going to hit embed. And instead of just, an image that's added to our project, we're actually adding an interactive prototype. So if I click this here, it shows the transition. So that's just another really cool feature in XD. You don't only have to share just the image, you can actually share the whole experience or prototype. So I'm just gonna hit continue. And I have my project cover image, and I'm just gonna hit crop and continue. And as I mentioned earlier, we're using the keyword XD Daily Challenge. So if you hit the Discoverability tab here, and for the keyword, if you use XD Daily Challenge, that way, we can see your work, we can see that you're participating in the challenge, and I also like to feature your work live on the show. So make sure you use the keyword XD Daily Challenge, and then you publish your work, and it's on Behance. Okay, so that's just an overview of, the XD Daily Creative Challenge, the different ways you can participate, and, how to get started with Adobe XD. Really quickly, I'm gonna show you some past work that we did for, the past Daily Creative Challenge. So I have an example from Antonio, and he really made this, his Behance project for the daily challenge amazing. As you can see, he has a nice header for each day. And if you scroll down, day 1 from the previous challenge was to create stories for a social networking app. And he did a really amazing job of utilizing different photos, colors, and this is all created in Adobe XD. And just something to note, if you're wondering where you can get stock photos, you can use stock photos from Adobe XD. You don't necessarily have to have a subscription. As you can see, Antonio, he used a photo with a watermark, and that's totally fine because we're practicing. So definitely don't hesitate to use, photos with maybe a watermark from Adobe XD. So really great presentation. And again, he has a nice header for each day. Another, example of a challenge that we're doing for the Daily Creative Challenge is this customer satisfaction survey. And we actually created it so there's actually, interactions between each artboard. So if you, click certain objects within the design, it, pops up. So just a really good example of some of the challenges that we have for this challenge. So day 3, we had an add to cart experience, and Antonio created a really great video of this. Let's take a look. So as you can see, you can scroll, and the right-hand side is fixed, and then you click a button, there's an overlay, and this is all, again, created in XD. So This is just to give you an idea of the different challenges we have for the XD Daily Challenge. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned just a little bit more of what the XD Daily Creative Challenge is all about. And be sure to, register for the challenge. That way you are notified for when a challenge starts. Tomorrow's day 1, so I hope to see you there. And also, again, if you want to join our Slack channel, follow this URL above me, or you can, again, go to the official Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge landing page, which is behance.net/Daily Creative Challenge. Register, and I can't wait to see you. Join me live tomorrow, day 1. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.